I once killed a man and hid the body in a forest.
Which forest?
Thetford Forest.
Good one. Good one.
It's pretty big. Yeah.
It's not as big. It's not as big as you'd think. I reckon it'd be quite easy to find a body there.
No, the trees are already red, so it hides the blood.
Why is there still so much? Did you kill him in the forest and then bury him there? So I was imagining it's not still firing blood out of the corpse.
Probably gone. It's probably the body that...
Well, he worked at the blood factory, you see.
Oh, and he's been stealing from work.
Yeah, blood factory. You're not got a problem with blood factory as a concept. No, he takes his work from home with him. He's a workaholic. Well, not anymore, he's dead.
In the woods.
In the woods.
The Thetford woods.
Thetford, yes. Say that like it's not a thing.
It's the woods in Thetford. Yeah, okay.
It's where Robin Hood and his merry band of doll seekers live.
No.
No?
That was Sherwood Forest.
In?
Nottingham.
Ah, shit. He has read
the Sheriff of Nottingham.
That's how you remember.
Oh, I thought he commuted.
On a horse.
The Sheriff of Thetford. It's hard to say. Sheriff of
Thetford.
The Sheriff of Thetford. It's like a speaking exercise. The Sheriff of Thetford.
You need to say Thetford with an F.
Thetford.
Sheriff of Thetford.
Well, yeah, I'm from Kent. That's how we say it anyway.
Sheriff of Thetford.
It's the Sheriff of Thetford, mate, isn't it?
The Sheriff of Thetford.
That's why they said the Sheriff from Nottingham. It's a mistranslation.
Not the Sheriff of Fottingham. Good. Strong start.
It's one of the best starts, I think.
Good opening, gents.
Stop. I'll kind you to stop. I'd like you to stop staring down it.
Niki's back.
I'm back.
We've not let him go just yet.
By popular demand, do we think?
Of course.
Should we go with that?
Yeah. I mean, fuck him. Like, it's free. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Like,
I've always wanted to be back by popular demand. And not through like a court order or something.
I'd always like to return in spite of popular demand. Yes. Like force of will too strong to prevent me from saying what it is I'll say.
I mean, we've been doing this for nearly 10 years.
Yeah, it's a lot, right?
Yeah, you haven't taken the hint yet.
In spite of popular demand, we're still going.
200,
not taking the hint.
250 episodes, weekly show, 10 years. Don't do the maths.
Don't do
the maths. Yeah. It's a good podcast, I think. I've listened to other podcasts and they're not so good.
Maybe you're just not listening to very good ones.
No, I know. It makes me feel better.
Oh. Yeah, I do the same with bands. Just listen to the shit ones and you're like, oh, we're well good.
Yeah, we really got something.
Yeah, I only see support bands now. I don't wait for the headliners. It's demoralising.
Rubbish, I'm going home.
Shall we just jump in? Like, because we've not got any news since last time. Nothing's changed.
No,
right.
We both had a wee, didn't we?
We did.
Wow.
Together.
It's cold in there, so
Yeah,
huddles for
very
warmth.
I understand.
Yeah.
Well, there's a sink and a basin. You can make
Like
the most
penguins.
of it. Like penguins. Penguins piss in the sink.
Yeah.
Sometimes. The bigger ones.
Pick it a piss in the sink.
It's only the big ones.
That's the original name of the biscuit. It used to be yellow.
Yeah, I think we need to...
Let's crack on, shall we?
You think that'll help? You think that'll make it better?
I think it'll stop the piss biscuits.
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 Stop the piss biscuits. Thank you.
That's what they're protesting for now.
Stop the piss biscuits.
Used to be stop the small boats, now it's stop the piss biscuits. Keir Starmer's bringing more piss biscuits.
Is that the tiniest I anyone has ever written? Before I start reading this.
Yeah, why not?
So this is from Cy.
Hi, Si.
Hi, Si.
With a tiny eye.
Whoa.
He does have a tiny eye.
But he will shank you if you say it to his face.
Okay.
He'll show you if you talk about it behind his back.
But Si is a good friend. I sent him Jukebox, your band.
Yeah.
Jukebox Monkey.
That's Jukebox Monkey, kids.
On the train up, because he's because it's exactly his sort of thing. Because it reminded me a little bit of Wild Hearts, and I noticed there's a patch, so that makes sense.
I'm happy with that.
He's big on Wild Hearts, so he's like, yeah, he's a fan.
Cool.
+1 for Jubas the bad, I can't say.
Marvellous. That's an extra 0.004 of a penny I'll get on Spotify streams.
Oh, no,
Wow, you're making the big bucks.
Yeah.
No, he uses Deezer, so that's hard cash money there. So if you could weave all of that into the question as you ask
I
it,
will
that'd
do
be
my
great.
best. So, Si asks, if a door is closed, is it on or off? Good question. So I guess
Now,
on would suggest it is, like if a stereo's on, it's serving its purpose, and if it's off, it's not, right? So we need to decide if a door is serving its purpose more whilst closed than while open.
so what is the purpose of a door?
To bar ingress.
Wow, I could have guessed for an hour, and I don't think I would have said. He's going to say bar ingress.
4 coffees. That's where my brain is now, Middle English, apparently.
It has the cadence of anti-immigration rhetoric, doesn't it?
It does a little bit.
It's like, no, if they're like skilled workers, I think there should be a route
Yeah.
to ingress. It's North Scotland, isn't it? Ingress. It's an Inverness
think so.
joke. Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much.
Well, I would argue that the function of a door is to allow passage from one room to another, or from in to out.
But isn't that the door, the hole?
That's the door as a whole.
That's the frame.
Okay, so that's the frame. So the door is to block
It's
that
to,
when not in use.
it's to modulate who is allowed in or when.
So arguably it would be off when it's shut. Wait.
I'd say it
No,
was
it would be on when it's shut, because then that's when it's serving its purpose.
Yeah. Otherwise it's just on standby, isn't it?
And that would also work if, like, from a circuit point of view, a broken circuit is off, and that would have the door open. I think even in the little graphs and stuff you do for...
They look like little gates, don't they?
Yeah, they look like little gates. So it would be
I don't think they even call them gates.
off when it's open and on when it's closed.
When you look at a... This is fucking silly, bear with. When you look at the floor plan for a building, when you're on Rightmove or Purple Bricks or some such, the floor plans all show the door open. Because when you're visiting a house to buy it or rent it, you need to see all of the house, so the doors need to be open to allow that to happen.
Also, it's easier to see the door on the diagram.
I thought it was so you could see where the door opened.
No, it's both.
It's so that you, looking at the floor plan of a house, can see all of the floor plan.
No,
You're saying it's like
visit the house.
Project Zomboid. If you close the door, then you can no longer see into that room, so it's
Yes.
dark. So you need to have it open.
If you're visiting the house, the door needs to be open for you to see it.
Do you want to elaborate on what Project Zomboid is for the...
Project Zomboid is an isometric top-down zombie survival RPG.
Fair enough. Glad I asked.
It's very good.
It is a time sink.
I am being facetious, but it did sound really good.
No, it's.
You have me at zombie, to be fair.
Yeah, but it's not like a first person. There's a first person or third person thing. It feels very. Oh, there's a zombie over there. I'll avoid that.
So it's not like...
Oh shit! Now there's lots, and you have to. You get tired. If you run through the trees too fast, you'll get scratched up, and then that scratch can get infected. It's
Lots of detail.
I didn't like playing Red Dead Redemption 2. It is a fantastic game and a great storytelling, and that's all cool. But I didn't like the fact that I had to shave.
Yes.
I didn't like the fact that you had to wash.
I find that quite annoying.
Things like I was like,
I don't want to do admin.
I don't play video games to do this. I do it to avoid doing.
Yeah, I don't want to have to brush my horse.
Right. Oh, I've just washed the car. Now I have to spend a lovely hour on my PlayStation washing my horse.
Yeah.
But Project Zomboid sort of takes those and makes it deliberate. Like, you need to do this admin, you need to balance it out, or you die, and then you have to start again.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and if
Well,
you want to
there
learn
you
how
go.
to do a thing, you have to read a magazine.
Or watch TV.
Or watch TV,
But if you
yeah.
watch TV, that makes noise.
Yes.
So then the zombies will hear you and come and get you.
Yeah.
So
Well, there
you
you
can
go.
watch Home Improvement, but it will the zombies like.
Just all these zombies turning around.
That show was entirely fueled by cocaine, which really changes the rewatch.
I've not seen Home Improvement for years.
No, so even the children. Well, they're adults. They're just small and on cocaine. It's just adults walking around on their knees.
Because of the cocaine.
It's easier to get to the
to the tabletop.
cocaine.
Oh, okay, right. That was...
Not the genitals, Ben.
Okay, sorry.
Not the genitals of Tim and his neighbour. I can't remember the guy's name.
Do you think there was a hole in that
Al.
fence?
Ow. Yeah.
Because he was just the eyes up.
He was. He was born like that.
Yeah, he has no lower head.
He was born from the eyes up. And no more. He lived there. They built the set around his house. Someone else talk.
I
don't want to.
So, doors.
So
on
what
or
doors
off?
on or
Oh,
off?
shit. I think it is on when it's closed. It has to be. Because it has a function which is, if you wanted it to just be a thoroughfare all the time, you just have a hole.
You'd have an archway.
Also, what are the other reasons you might close a door? To keep heat in or out, right? So then it only does that if it's closed. So it functionally exists to be closed.
But when it's closed, does that not just make it part of the wall?
No, because there's a handle on it.
Okay. So are windows doors? Are windows doors?
No, they're windows. Because they're named
And when
after
you
their-
turn them up, when you open them, they go. When you close them, they go bum ba dum bum bum bum. Because you've turned them on.
Ben's last computer was Windows 95, apparently.
Yeah, that's the joke. That's the computer joke noise.
Oh, every episode gets one computer joke noise.
Yeah, and it's always Windows 95.
Yes, that's true.
But just because something has become inserted into something else, it doesn't make it that thing.
Wow.
If that was a poorly phrased, you know what I mean. Like if you plug a cable into a stereo, it doesn't become the stereo, it's still a cable.
That's true.
It's just a closed door.
Yeah, it's got me there.
Yep.
Okay, so
And a window is a separate entity. Because the function of a window is to be able to see out of it sometimes, and that's why we have curtains.
And
And
what
to
a-
enable light.
so would the curtains be on or off if they were closed or open?
On.
On when they're
Closed.
okay, same as the door.
Well, I think with the window, being able to open it is it's a bonus. Because in the olden times, you just have glass in the walls to allow light in.
Or just holes.
Yeah, or just
Holes with shutters.
And then someone said, I think it was Mr. Window said, if only there was a way that the window could be open sometimes, but also part of the wall, but still allow light in other times.
And his
That was a
think that's a
verbatim
direct
quote.
quote.
good
yeah.
buddy Senor Hinge.
They put it on his gravestone. The gravestone's very long. It's just one line. It's very wide. He was a white man.
And glass, so kind of hard to read.
But you can rub soil into it because he was at D-Day, of
Bit
course.
disrespectful.
That's what they do for D-Day veterans. They get sand from Normandy and they into the gravestone.
Why?
War.
Do you remember that awful day?
Here's some sand. in
Here's
your
some
face.
sand.
I know you weren't there for all of it, but still.
This is awful, and we're taking away the beaches from Normandy. That's why there's no beaches. You're not meant to take stones away from beaches.
Normandy, you're meant to bring sand with you.
From where?
Anywhere, I don't care.
Well, then that whole rubbing the Normandy sand onto the gravestone is stupid.
It is.
This is Turkish sand. I don't understand what's going on, said the corpse.
Turkish sand, it smells a bit like lavender. That's the original line, which in the wardrobe, the witch fed the child sand and he decided to stay. Turkish sand.
Why was it lavender?
It's Turkish delight, you dumb bastard.
Is Turkish delight lavender flavoured?
Yeah.
I don't like Turkish delight. I
I
tried it.
don't
I went,
know, it's
Oh,
"Ugh."
it's rose, isn't it?
I
None
think
of that works.
No.
No.
Thank you.
Enjoy Ben's face.
People laughing at my confusion. I was quite right to be
You
confused.
dumb prick. Just because Liam got this flower.
You don't know what Turkish sand should taste like.
Rose petals.
From that book you've not read. I've seen a film.
The TV show, yeah. With the weird animatronics.
I did watch the TV show. It was very small.
We used to watch, there's like a 70s cartoon version I used to watch as a
dear.
kid, which is a bit creepy.
Yeah. Well, a 70s cartoon. But
Yeah.
the 70s Lord of the Rings is a bit upsetting.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
There's a stage show of Lion, Witch and the Wardrobe coming to theatres near you. Or at least near us in Norwich.
Theatre near us.
It's, yeah, Aslan's there, but he's a grey animatronic lion.
Is it
A
like
little bit
Lion
like
King
Warhorse.
sort of thing with Warhorse?
Yeah, it's not like Lion King where they've got the head on their head.
I mean,
it's just
Don't tell Ben I haven't seen Lion King either.
very good.
Nah.
He trained those warthogs very well. If a door is closed, it's on. If a window is closed and has a handle, it's also on.
And also a door.
No,
Good. Glad we've got that covered.
because there's the
Yeah.
sill.
The sill.
The sill is
That's how you
important.
know.
The sill is what stops it being a door.
Yeah,
So
that's how
when
you
you-
can tell.
Like caravan doors are silled,
They are silled, so those are windows.
but you have the option to unsill it and open the entire door.
What caravans are you?
Oh, you mean like the stable door
Like the
sort of
stable
effect
doors?
thing?
Have you
Yeah,
only stayed in
silled.
caravans with stable doors?
Silled doors.
Silled doors, like the horses. The horse doors, are they silled?
Horse doors.
You know, from the stable where you open it and then horse, just saying hello, and then you open the full thing and then the horse can come out to play.
Yes.
That's what
Yes,
it is.
right. Sorry, I was thinking of the interior stable doors, which are of course only sill height. But the exterior ones, you have the top bit, which is a window, and then you can clip it, and you can also open just the sill if you want to. I'll say hello to his
Only
knees.
the bottom half of the horse can
Yes.
come out.
And then you close all the
He's
people
feeling
on it.
shy.
Yeah.
It's a Shire horse.
Wow. What? Little donkey.
Burrito.
Dorito.
Burrito. Burrito. On the dusty road. Burrito is little donkey, isn't it?
It would make sense. They do tend to put ito at the end of words to make it mean a small version of a thing.
Yeah, I think a burro is a donkey.
Burro is a donkey,
Burrito,
yeah.
so I'm just going to check
perro-
that.
Pirito is a small dog.
Just going to double check this to make sure I'm not
So
being.
I'll check the message on my watch.
Yeah, little donkey.
There you go.
Ah. Wow.
Well
Don't
done.
know what we're doing. There we go.
Sorry, that's my grumbly belly.
Yeah, I heard.
Would you rather fight 100 pint-sized mice or one lorry-sized bear? It's from Daniel. Thank you, Daniel.
Daniel, 100 pint-sized
So-
mice.
I mean, that's a pretty big mouse.
Pint-sized normally just means small, doesn't it? But in terms of a mouse, a pint-sized mouse is quite big.
I'm imagining a mouse the size of a pint glass.
That's a large mouse.
But it's quite horrifying, really. That's
like
a
James
massive
Herbert
rat.
rats, isn't it? To give you a current pop culture reference there.
Who's James Herbert?
He was the English Stephen King,
Oh,
sort of, and he had a book called The Rats, which is about big old rats. It's
I
good.
wondered if it was going to be like rodents of unusual size.
Yes, similar sort of thing.
I mean, that's going to be scary enough. I've been watching South Park, or rewatching some episodes of South Park, because I've just finished South Park Fractured Butthole, and the animation on the little rats in that is quite janky and a little bit unnerving. So I'm just imagining 100 of those this big. And Kenny never has a good time when those are about.
No.
Gets eaten up.
It depends what weaponry you're afforded, I would say, because if you've got some sort of gun, I'm going for the giant bear because I could probably take it out in a few shots. If it's some sort of
lorry-sized.
Yeah, but you shoot it in the face, it's going to have a bit of an impact.
The face is going to be the size of the front bit of a lorry.
Yeah,
it's rather large.
We have both played Days Gone recently, and there are zombie bears in that. So you know as well as I do that shooting it in the face doesn't always do much very quickly.
True. This is video game logic, though. I'm obviously working on real life
proper logic,
giant lorry-sized bear logic. Because I reckon you could probably pick it off, whereas you've got 100 rats. You're gonna need some sort of machine gun.
I don't think 100 rats is that many.
But they can swarm, can't they?
Can swarm.
They love
A
a
swarm is many more than 100, isn't it? I would have thought.
So,
How many bees do you think would take a swarm?
1,000.
1,000 bees?
1,000 bees.
That's a lot of bees.
That's why they call it a swarm. They have a new word for it.
I'm going to
reckon...
Google whether there's an official line on how big a swarm should be.
Because them being pint-sized, I think, is actually going to be advantageous. Is there an official
Good
number?
old Reddit. First question, how many beasts per swarm size?
It probably does scale, so the bigger the beast, the numerically smaller the swarm.
I feel like they just have to cover a certain amount of space.
Oh, it's a volume thing.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Because you get swarmed by stuff.
Well, isn't swarming a specific? It's like it's a specific activity like that, and then they move as like one thing.
Like the locusts.
Like the swarm of locusts.
I mean, that's millions.
A swarm of tiny creatures consists of 300 non-flying creatures or 1,000 flying creatures. A swarm of diminutive creatures consists of 1,500 non-flying creatures or 5,000 flying creatures.
Wow.
A swarm of fine creatures,
Sexy ones.
10,000, whether flying or not, according to this thing I just found on my phone.
So it's a swarm of urukai at Helm's Deep.
Yeah. Yeah, they would get swarmed by the Urukai.
They're fine.
So it's a third of a swarm. A third of a swarm of rats. It's a sw of rats.
Very good. Very good. I think them being pint-sized is advantageous because then they're quite big. I think the effort it's going to take to kill a mouse-sized mouse.
Pint-sized mouse.
No, a mouse-sized mouse.
Okay.
The amount of energy it's going to take to kill that compared to a pint-sized mouse, I think is going to be functionally the same. If I have a baseball bat, I'm going to go thwack on the mouse and thwack. I'm not going to modulate my attack. Yeah, the hittiness, is the word I will use.
Force.
Thank you. I'm not going to modulate my force because of the size of the mouse. I want it dead, so I'm going to hit it with everything I got, as long as I've got the energy to do that, apparently 100 more times. So if the force isn't going to change, it being bigger means I'm more likely to hit it.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if there's 100 of them, I could just flail around for a bit, thin it out. I could probably get easily half of them down within 10 seconds. I don't know.
You could have one of those scythes, like Poldark.
Or Death.
They're the big two scythe users, aren't they? Poldark and Death.
Those are the two. When you think scythe users, you either,
You could probably get through them a fair bit.
I thought you meant like a strimmer.
A strimmer would be better.
Yeah, it's true.
You'd probably have to stop and pick bits
You'd have
of
to
mouse
pick
out
bits, and if
occasionally
the string got,
wire goes.
Yeah.
I'm going baseball bat. And you know how sometimes people put nails through a baseball bat? I'm going to nail mouse traps to the end of the baseball bat. As soon as I get the horse off it, from last episode.
So after the first, let's say, 8 swings, you're going to just have a mouse-covered bat to hit more mouses.
Yeah, the volume of the weapon becomes larger,
and the
increasing
threat.
the threat. Yes, it's a psychological warfare.
Like a giant
being
who's got
beaten
skulls.
to death with your own kind is a
It's more
terrible
about
way to go.
preventing future attacks then it is.
You're future-proofing
About
this
sending a
question.
message.
Yeah, the
You'll
mass.
kill 97, 98 of them, and then you'll pick the others up and go, you kill the rest, what you
Tell
saw
what you
here,
saw.
and you throw them away.
So I only need to worry about. I'm going to say 98 of these rats I'm going to kill, and I'm going to send 2 in separate directions and say, tell them what you saw.
Okay. I feel like the bear
And I'm going to
is...
check in with them every quarter. We're going to have a sit down at Starbucks. I'm going to buy them a croissant. See how they're doing. It's all about long-term relationships, Ben, in the business world.
So Liam has befriended 2%.
I think of myself as more of a mentor.
Okay.
They like me because I saved them.
From you,
I killed their dads, but also...
their brothers, sisters, mothers, wives,
Yeah.
husbands.
Don't marry your wife. I
all
was going to say,
of them.
don't marry your wife.
Don't marry your wife.
Don't marry your wife,
She's
mate.
already married. Some sort of pervert
Her
are you?
husband's going to be pissed. Don't marry your sister is what I was going to say, but you didn't say that, so I
No.
won't. Don't marry your wife, mate.
I won't marry my wife. How would you dispatch the bear?
Rocket launcher.
Rocket launcher.
Yeah.
What if you miss?
Second rocket.
So you're going to reload while the bear is coming at you?
Yeah. Well, he'll be distracted by the explosion from the first one first.
If you've gone to the effort of having 2 rockets, why not 2 rocket
rocket
launchers,
launchers.
1 per hand?
Okay, fair
You got
enough.
2 shoulders. Yeah.
And then the blast will send you back, so then you'll have time to reload.
Yeah.
Apparently that's how you do it.
They're just on the floor, right?
Yeah.
If you had a degree of planning, you would work out how far back you'd get blown and then just place 2 rockets in the floor
Just
so
land.
you can... and then just keep doing that all the way into the sea, at which point you're safe
From the bears.
from the bear.
You've wasted a lot of rockets.
Wasted or...
Not if you kill the bear.
Well, yeah, then you wouldn't have to keep going back and back and back.
And if you did want to...
Heat-seeking rocket launcher. There you go. Job done.
What if it's
I
a
may have
polar-
taken the fun out of the question a
What if
bit.
it's a polar bear?
Yeah, they're
point.
notoriously cold-blooded, aren't
Yeah,
they?
that's why they're up there.
They're made of ice.
Yes.
They cool down standing on the glacier mint.
And then, of course, you go to all that prep and you hit and kill it with the first missile. And like, I sort of
Mate, this was
had a
going to
whole
be so
thing.
cool.
James Cameron's here with his GoPro. This was going to be awesome.
Swimming about.
Soon about. I told him this would be Atlantis. This is not Atlantis.
Because killing 100 mice with a rocket launcher is tricky because they may have spread.
They may have spread.
You'd need a good... Perhaps a flamethrower. But then they might not get got immediately, and then you've got 100
Flaming mice.
fire mice coming at you.
And then they could get mostly killed, run away, die, and then be stuck to something. And then you've got to get the painters in. You've got mice stuck to the ceiling.
With all the glue.
Well, no, the melted mouse flesh.
Notoriously sticky.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've never melted a mouse, Ben.
I'm very pleased to hear
Thank you
that.
so much. Actually answers a lot of questions.
What questions does it answer, Liam?
Has Liam ever melted a mouse?
Why are all these unmelted mice here? Because Liam doesn't know how to melt them.
He hasn't been practicing.
Jesus.
I don't mind mice. I don't think we should melt them. I know that's
a
controversial.
strong take.
It's a strong brave.
Don't
Very
melt mice, kids.
Toy soldiers, sure, but not mice. What are you melting now, Ben?
I was going to try and see if I had a question saved on my phone, but I don't.
Oh.
Or on your phone.
We can keep talking about this for another 5 minutes.
Melting mice.
Well, or the lorry-sized bear.
What? It could just be a cuddly bear.
Oh.
Like a teddy bear.
Yeah, we haven't
And then
considered that.
just a box of matches.
Yeah, why are we fighting? Can't we just sit down and settle our differences?
Yeah, just... I was going to say, if it's a massive bear, flog it.
Wow.
eBay.
Open up a Hook the Duck stall, someone will come and win it.
Then it's their problem.
Then it's their large lorry-sized bear. Are the bears inside that? No, that is the bear. Oh. Yes.
Lorry-sized, not lorry-shaped. It's not like...
So it's just because lorries are used for haulage, you see. So I was like, there might be bears inside. No. There's enough stuff in there to stuff several large bears. And have enough left for Pud. He's got to do another 4 hours of this.
Yeah, I'm here
fine.
for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you brought it on yourself, I feel.
You're getting in a car and driving away from this.
All the way into the sea. This is hypothetical, of course. We could... They're not in the next room. Like, we don't actually have to do this. So it's maybe just the threat of war is enough to calm these mice and bear.
Yeah, once they see you've got a rocket launcher, they might be all right.
Because they're listening into the conversation, they're like, I actually don't much fancy my chances against a flamethrower. I don't want to melt. A scythe I was ready for, but melting.
Melting. Oh, it's a long way to...
It's a long way to die.
It's not a quick one, is it?
No.
Melting on the end of a baseball bat covered in mousetraps.
No. Liquid mice.
Quite sad.
It is quite sad.
Yeah.
There's a lorry-sized bear. Why is everyone trying to fight me? Just because I'm huge.
Leave me alone,
Just 'cause
man. I'm already shaped like a lorry. I've got my own problem.
When was the last time you saw a bear with wheels?
I can't even get a road tax, so I'm not road safe.
not
I'll get
road
pulled
safe.
over.
Can't go in the path, can't go in the forests.
Not ULEZ compliant.
I just want to go to the theatre. Not ULEZ compliant. Too big for the seats. May as well do haulage.
Told me I couldn't bring snacks in, but I can't even open my picnic basket.
Because my
These
hands are
wheel
wheels.
These wheels.
I feel sorry for him now.
Oh,
What's
poor
his,
bear.
what's his name?
Maybe it's a mercy killing.
Maybe.
What's his name?
Andrew.
I was like, okay, he's a bear, but he's a lorry. What can we do?
No, it is Andrew, though.
Andrew the lorry bear.
Lorry.
Don't give him an awful, cruel, ironic name. He's got his own shit going on. Just call him by Andrew.
Just Andrew, who's got his own shit to deal with. Thank you very much.
Don't call him like Wheelstuffer or something.
Wheelstuffer.
That's not nice.
Wheelbear.
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 Like
I
Wilbur.
see.
But he's a wheelbear. Wheelbear.
Hauliver. Hauliver is much better than what I'm concocting.
Go on.
Stephanie. I'm thinking of logistics. Stephanie. Logistics.
Right.
Stephanie.
Okay. I thought that we'd peaked with Wheelbear, but also Andrew is definitely his name.
He's got a little scarf. It's just fashion.
Do you think he's got
jaunty.
truck nuts?
Truck nuts.
He calls them his nuts, though. It's
Are they
not-
locking truck nuts?
What's the difference? What?
Well, one's on the on position.
When are truck nuts on or off?
That's a great question, Ben. Well, what's the function?
I think it's an extension of your own small testes, or ironic lols.
Just so then they're always on.
Always on point. Do you think it gets smaller when it gets cold? Ooh, imagine if they had feeling in and you were going over a newly gritted road.
Ooh.
Ping, ping, buddy, ping, ping, ping.
Still better than the toffee hammer.
Better than the toffee hammer.
Well, don't. They're doing all sorts of Bluetooth these days. Couldn't you connect the truck nuts to some sort of
Nut
cock
sock.
ring?
Nut sock.
Well, I mean, cock ring's only going to go around the cock. You need, if you're going to, I assume Liam's going to say,
Well, no,
and then
they-
you can get like haptic feedback from the truck nuts to your actual nuts.
Yeah.
So that you'd have to
Definitely
envelop
know
them.
someone too well if that's what you assume they're going to say.
No,
Haptic feedback
from the truck nuts.
Now, I'll be honest. I didn't have the nomenclature, but that was the gist of what I was going for. I wouldn't have used the word haptic, no. I would have said vibrati.
Vibrating.
So that was haptic.
Haptic feedback of the nut trucks.
Truck nuts.
Truck nuts.
Nut trucks are different
Nut
things.
trucks. They're very small micro machines.
I'd say that's more like a trail mix.
Oh. I don't want to do this anymore.
The podcast or just this episode?
Yes.
Niki, thank you so much, mate. It's been a lot of fun.
You're welcome. This has been fun.
Where are you online? What are you up to? What are you doing? Questions of this nature.
You can listen to my band online, as the kids do these days.
Wow.
We do have CDs also. We're called Jukebox Monkey. We sound a bit like Clutch meets Pearl Jam. So if you like very 90s things, you will like us. You can also hear me on the A Year in Horror podcast, where I have a regular feature. If you want to hear very boring middle-aged men talk very boringly about horror, then do that.
And if you like this podcast,
yes.
well,
yeah, that's me.
Cool. Ben, samesies.
I do this podcast, which
Whoa.
you can find at
Now.
Conversation Hat on all of the stuff, basically. Convo Hat Podcast. Patreon.com/Conversation Hat.
Yeah, sure.
You can give some money, that'd be nice. I'm on Instagram, Spike Pearson, Pierson. And we pictures of food that I make, and Christmas probably, if it's coming up or has just passed. There'll be another one, I'm sure.
Another Christmas.
Probably.
This was going to be the last one.
Why is that?
Daily Mail said.
Well, you shouldn't listen to those.
Because of the wokes.
Cunts.
The wokes and their small boats cancelling Christmas again.
So if you want to save Christmas, follow me on Instagram, Spike Pearson, Pierson. Only I can save Christmas.
Can we start a new Patreon tier that's £5,000 a month and it's called Save Christmas from the Wokes?
Yes. We will save Christmas from the Wokes.
yeah, that's all you get. You get a T-shirt, one T-shirt
And you
once.
help save Christmas from the Wokes. That's what's really important. Don't let them have their vegan Wintermas soy milk
Same Han. Samhain.
LGB tinsel woke nonsense.
They're eating gay turkeys for
Oh
Christmas.
no! Gobble gobble, disgusting.
Non-binary Christmas trees.
Oh, can't have baubles on them anymore.
What bathroom does this Christmas tree use?
I won't feel safe until I know. Expose your genitals to me, so I may judge you accordingly.
So I know where I stand.
Liam, where are you and what you doing?
At LT Guitarist, I'm really considering a £5,000 tier on Patreon now.
Oh yeah.
LT Guitarist on all the places. I do music and stuff. Some of it's fine. Yeah, I'm not going to oversell myself, I'll be honest. I have 3 titles that we need to choose from. 2 of them were written in the last 5 minutes, which is very exciting. Wash My Horse. Andrew the Lorry-Sized Bear. And Haptic Feedback of the Truck Nuts.
I mean, I know what I want.
I think we know, don't we?
I think it's going to have to be haptic feedback of the truck nuts.
What's the subtitle going to be?
Wash my horse.
Absolutely fine. If I have time, I might Canva up Andrew the Lorry-Sized Bear. We'll see.
Thank you for spending half an hour with 3 adult men, grown-ups, who pay taxes.
Yeah, I do as well.
Taxes.
Shut up.
And we can end it now. We're talking about taxes.
Uh-oh.
If my accountant's listening, get out of here.
Bye, everyone.